The Urban AI Paradox, Balancing Progress and Humanity in Our Cities. Welcome to the BlackCEO podcast, where we explore the cutting edge of innovation and its impact on our world. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's reshaping our cities, our lives, and perhaps even our very humanity. I'm thrilled to share with you the insights from my recent conversation with Kathy Greggs, a visionary thinker and urban futurist whose work is revolutionizing how we approach the delicate balance between technological advancement and human well-being in our cities. Kathy Greggs isn't just another tech enthusiast or city planner. She's a force of nature, a brilliant mind at the intersection of artificial intelligence, urban development, and human psychology. Her groundbreaking research and advocacy have already influenced policymakers and tech giants alike, pushing for a more thoughtful, human-centered approach to AI integration in urban spaces. Kathy's not just talking about building smart cities. She's on a mission to create wise cities that serve all their inhabitants, both human and artificial. Now, picture this. You're strolling down the street of a futuristic metropolis. Traffic flows seamlessly around you, guided by an invisible hand. The air is cleaner than you've ever known in a city. Buildings seem to breathe, adjusting their energy use in real time. It's a vision of urban utopia that we've dreamed about for decades. But as you walk, you can't shake the feeling that something's off. The city feels almost too perfect, too controlled. And that, my friends, is the crux of our discussion today. We're standing at a crossroads, a pivotal moment in human history, where the decisions we make about AI in our urban environments will shape not just our cities, but the very fabric of our society for generations to come. It's a topic that's as vast as it is urgent, and I'm here to share with you the eye-opening revelations from my talk with Kathy Greggs. Let's start with a number that stopped me in my tracks. Did you know that training a single large language model, the kind of AI that powers much of the technology we're talking about today, can consume as much energy as powering an average American home for 41 years? That's right, 41 years. It's a staggering figure that forces us to confront the hidden costs of our AI-driven future. But before we dive deeper into the environmental implications, let me take you on a journey to the city of Las Vegas. And no, we're not talking about the glittering casinos or the famous Strip. We're talking about a groundbreaking experiment in urban planning that's reshaping how we think about city management. Imagine a perfect digital copy of Las Vegas, a virtual twin that mirrors every building, every road, every power line. This isn't science fiction, it's happening right now. The city has embraced what's called a digital twin, a comprehensive virtual model of the city's infrastructure and processes. It's like having a crystal ball, but one powered by data and algorithms instead of magic. This digital doppelganger is revolutionizing how Las Vegas tackles energy use, emissions, and traffic management. City planners can now predict the impact of a new building project on carbon emissions before a single brick is laid. They can simulate changes to traffic patterns and see the ripple effects across the entire city. It's a powerful tool that's helping Las Vegas make more informed, sustainable decisions about its future. Now, you might be thinking, that sounds amazing. Let's roll this out everywhere. And I get it. I really do. The potential benefits are enormous. But here's where Kathy's insights really hit home for me. She emphasized that we need to look beyond the shiny surface of these AI solutions and consider their full impact. Let's hop over to Seattle for a moment. The Emerald City has partnered with Google on a project called Green Light. It's an AI-powered tool that's revolutionizing traffic management. By analyzing data from Google Maps, it can identify inefficient signal timings and optimize traffic flow. Early results are promising, with the potential to reduce stops by 30% and slash CO2 emissions by 10%. Again, it sounds fantastic on paper. Less traffic, lower emissions, who wouldn't want that? But Kathy urged us to consider the broader implications. These AI systems require massive amounts of energy to run. They collect vast amounts of data, raising privacy concerns, and they have the potential to reshape our urban landscapes in ways we might not fully understand yet. This brings me to a crucial point that Kathy emphasized: the social and mental health implications of AI in urban settings. We're not just talking about robots taking jobs, although that's certainly part of the equation. We're talking about fundamental changes to how we interact with our cities and with each other. Consider this. In a city where AI optimizes everything from traffic flow to energy use, where does human spontaneity fit in? What happens to those chance encounters, those moments of serendipity that often define city life? And what about the mental toll of living in an environment that's constantly collecting data on your movements and behaviors? Kathy shared a fascinating example of how AI and the Internet of Behaviors, IOB, are being used in water management. AI can analyze water usage patterns, predict future demand, and adjust distribution accordingly. It's incredibly efficient, potentially leading to significant reductions in water waste. But let's pause for a moment and consider the flip side. What does it mean for our privacy when our most basic behaviors, like when and how we use water, are being constantly monitored and analyzed? What happens to our sense of agency when algorithms are making decisions about resource allocation based on our predicted behaviors? These are the kinds of questions Kathy challenges us to grapple with. It's not about rejecting AI outright, far from it. It's about understanding that with great power comes great responsibility. We need to be thoughtful and intentional about how we integrate these technologies into our urban environments. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but wait, isn't AI supposed to make our lives easier? Isn't that the whole point? And you're absolutely right to ask that question. The promise of AI is indeed to simplify, optimize, and improve our daily lives. But as with any powerful tool, we need to consider not just its intended use, but its unintended consequences. Let's take a moment to imagine a day in the life of a citizen in an AI-optimized city. You wake up, and your smart home system has already adjusted the temperature and lighting based on your sleep patterns and the weather forecast. Your AI assistant briefs you on your schedule and the optimal route to work, factoring in real-time traffic data and your preferred coffee shop's queue length. As you step outside, the autonomous vehicle you've summoned pulls up precisely on time. During your commute, you pass through intersections where traffic lights have been perfectly timed by AI to minimize congestion. At work, AI algorithms help you make decisions, streamline your workflow, and even predict potential issues before they arise. Sounds perfect, right? But now, let's peel back the layers. That seamless morning routine, it's based on intimate knowledge of your habits, preferences, and even your biometric data. The optimized commute, it's the result of constant surveillance and data collection from every vehicle and pedestrian in the city. The AI-assisted work environment, it's potentially reducing the need for human workers and decision makers. This is the paradox at the heart of our AI-driven urban future. The very things that make our cities more efficient, sustainable, and convenient also have the potential to erode our privacy, autonomy, and the serendipitous human interactions that make city life vibrant and unpredictable. Kathy Greggs emphasizes that we need to find a balance. We need to harness the power of AI to address urgent urban challenges like climate change, resource management, and infrastructure optimization. But we also need to preserve the human elements that make our cities livable and lovable. This brings us to perhaps the most crucial point from my conversation with Kathy, the need to balance AI adoption with sustainability. And I'm not just talking about environmental sustainability, although that's certainly a big part of it. I'm talking about social sustainability, economic sustainability, and yes, the sustainability of our own mental well-being. Kathy emphasized that cities must carefully weigh the benefits of AI against its environmental and social costs. This means considering the financial sustainability of AI adoption. These systems aren't cheap to implement or maintain. We need to explore funding options like public-private partnerships and ensure that the benefits of these technologies are distributed equitably across all segments of the population. It also means prioritizing algorithms that are trained with small, curated data sets. This not only reduces the environmental impact of training these models, but can also enhance their fairness and accuracy. After all, an AI system is only as good as the data it's trained on. If that data is biased or incomplete, the system's outputs will be too. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but what can I actually do about it? And that's exactly the question I posed to Kathy. Her answer was both simple and profound. We need to become active, informed participants in shaping the future of our cities. This means educating ourselves about the AI systems being implemented in our communities. It means asking tough questions of our city planners and elected officials. What safeguards are in place to protect our privacy? How are the environmental impacts of these systems being mitigated? What measures are being taken to ensure equitable access to the benefits of these technologies? But it goes beyond just asking questions. Kathy challenged us to become advocates for sustainable AI practices. This could mean getting involved in local government, joining or forming community groups focused on these issues, or even pursuing careers in fields that bridge the gap between technology and urban planning. As we near the end of our journey today, I want to leave you with a vision. Imagine a city where AI helps us reduce energy consumption and emissions, but does so in a way that enhances rather than diminishes our quality of life. A city where technology augments human decision-making rather than replacing it. A city that's not just sustainable in terms of resources, but also in terms of human flourishing. This is the vision that Kathy Gregg shared with me, and it's a vision that I believe we can all get behind. But it's not going to happen on its own. It's going to take all of us, city planners, technologists, policymakers, and everyday citizens, working together to shape the future we want to see. So, as we wrap up this episode of the BlackCEO podcast, I want to leave you with a challenge, a call to action that I hope will resonate long after you finish listening. First, I challenge you to become an informed and engaged citizen of your city. Learn about the AI systems being implemented in your community, attend city council meetings, read up on urban planning initiatives. Knowledge is power, and in this rapidly changing landscape, staying informed is crucial. Second, I urge you to advocate for transparency and accountability in AI implementation. Demand clear explanations of how AI systems are being used in your city, what data they're collecting, and how that data is being protected. Push for regular audits of these systems to ensure they're not perpetuating biases or unfairly disadvantaging certain groups. Third, support initiatives that prioritize human-centered AI design. Look for and champion projects that use AI to enhance human capabilities and connections rather than replace them. This could be AI-assisted community gardens that bring neighbors together, or smart public spaces that facilitate social interactions while optimizing resource use. Fourth, consider how you can contribute your skills and knowledge to this field. Whether you're a technologist, an urban planner, a policymaker, or simply a concerned citizen, there's a role for you in shaping the future of AI in our cities. Maybe it's developing more energy efficient AI algorithms, or creating policies that ensure equitable access to AI benefits, or organizing community discussions about the role of technology in urban life. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, I challenge you to maintain your humanity in the face of increasing automation and optimization. Make time for random walks through your city, strike up conversations with strangers, embrace the inefficiencies and surprises that make urban life rich and unpredictable. Remember, the goal isn't to create perfect cities, but to create cities that are perfectly suited for human thriving. The future of our cities isn't set in stone. It's being written right now with every decision we make about how to integrate AI into our urban environments. We have the power to shape that future, to create cities that are not just smart, but truly intelligent. Cities that serve the needs of all their inhabitants, both human and artificial. As Kathy so eloquently put it, the question isn't whether AI will transform our cities. It's already doing that. The question is whether we'll be passive recipients of that transformation or active participants in shaping it. So, what role will you play in shaping the future of your city? How will you balance the promise of AI with the preservation of our humanity? These are the questions that will define the urban frontier in the coming years. And I, for one, can't wait to see how we rise to meet this challenge. Remember, in the dance between humanity and AI, we all have a part to play. Let's make sure it's a dance that moves us forward together towards cities that are not just smarter, but wiser, more equitable, and more deeply human than ever before. The future is calling. How will you answer?